Good morning, Hong Kong, and welcome back to another episode of Hong Kong Insurance 101. We spent a great deal of time talking about life insurance over the last few weeks, but this week we're going to change tracks slightly and look at how insurance is produced and sold in Hong Kong. The obvious place to start is with the companies that actually create insurance products. These are known as underwriters, and it is their logo on top of the insurance policy you receive after you purchase a plan. An underwriter or insurer looks at various factors associated with a specific risk and sets a fee or premium to take that risk off your hands. In car insurance, for example, you are paying the underwriter a fee to exchange your risk of financial liability in the event that you have an accident. The underwriter will normally utilize the services of an actuary or actuarial tables to determine the appropriate fee for you to pay in exchange for receiving a stated level of insurance coverage. This can be quite complicated, and obviously some types of insurance are vastly more complicated than others. So producing and calculating the cost of insurance is the major and primary role of an underwriter. In some instances, the underwriters will sell directly to the general public, but it is more common in Hong Kong for insurance to be sold via an intermediary. Basically, a middleman between the consumer and the underwriter whose job it is to understand the products being sold, but who does not get involved in the creation of those plans. Now, there are two types of intermediaries in insurance: insurance agents and insurance brokers. There are significant differences between these types of intermediary, and it's important to understand these differences before you go down the route of actually buying an insurance policy. Let's start with agents. Insurance agents are contracted to underwriters, and they're only able to work with one or two different insurers. They're almost like employees of an underwriter in that they are paid directly by the insurers and are only able to offer policies specific to the insurers that they are contracted to work with. The important bit to remember is that agents legally represent the interests of the underwriter, not you as a customer. They want to sell as many policies as possible and do not represent the interests of the buyer, although there are different regulations in place to ensure that they are properly and correctly selling policies. The other side of this is an insurance broker. And an insurance broker is an independent entity that can work with as many different underwriters as the broker chooses. Legally, the broker is required to represent the interests of the consumer and not those of the underwriter. Basically, a broker has to ensure that the policy you are purchasing is in your best interests. While there are business concerns for the broker as well, they obviously want to sell policies. The legality of the broking arrangement requires the broker to uphold utmost good faith towards their customers, where this is not necessarily required by an agent. Furthermore, because a broker is not tied to a specific insurer, brokers are able to work with as many as 60 different underwriters, giving insurance broker clients a much wider range of choice for their coverage than they would be able to receive by choosing to work with an agent. That's us for this week. We hope you have a good and quiet weekend. Please let us know if you've got any questions on this topic and subscribe to our channel to stay tuned to our latest updates as they happen. And don't forget to ask CCW. We're simplifying.